Hello, Pisces, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with right now. We're looking at all three sides of it. We've got your energy, their energy, and the energy in between it. The concept being that there are three sides to every story. So looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle, kind of looking at what is the purpose of this, best course of action moving forward. As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the oracle cards for the overall energy. This week, I've actually clarified it with another tarot deck. So in addition to the 3 tarot decks we're using on each side of this, I have this 4th tarot deck that I'm using as a clarification deck. And I have it sitting there just in case I need it. I haven't needed it yet this week, but just in case. These energies can absolutely be swapped. So if you end up resonating more with the energy to my right than to my left, that's totally normal. And if you're a cross watcher, then vice versa. Do remember these are personal readings and they are here for you to take what resonates and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. All right, Pisces, on your side of this connection, you have relief with the 3 of Swords in reverse. You're actually in an energy of healing from this connection or healing from something within this connection. And I feel like you're striving for this relief because I feel like things have been very heavy for you, pretty painful for you as well. And I feel like you're kind of just wanting this. Like, I feel like you just want to kind of skip to the relief part because you're tired of dealing with the pain in this. Now, I also feel like you're trying to figure out how you can come to that relief. I remember when I was dealing with kind of a pretty painful connection, I remember just thinking like, man, there were times I was like, I really wish I never met this person, because it was so intense and so painful, and just being like, I just wish that I could get to a point where I was completely indifferent about this person. And that day does come, I can assure you that. Now, I'm not saying that's necessarily what you're dealing with, but I do understand that feeling of just like, man, I just want relief. This person has released with the Sun in reverse. So I feel like they are kind of going through it right now too in regard to this connection, but I also feel like they don't handle that in the healthiest way. The Sun in reverse card for me is a card of ego, tending to having a tendency to speak from a place of and act from a place of ego as opposed to vulnerability and soul. Now, I feel like maybe this connection is helping this person release that need, and maybe they're learning to be a little bit more vulnerable. I'm not sure, but I do feel like right now they're kind of going through it, but they're not like handling it all that well. Now, this person, in between the connection you both have with this person, your person, the 7 of Wands with protection. These are actually 2 cards of kind of an energy of protection. Now, the 7 of Wands to me is more of a card of boundaries, making sure that you are standing up for yourself, that you're setting boundaries, because I feel like maybe this person has a tendency to overstep your boundaries and you have a tendency to allow that. Now, not necessarily because you're a weak person or anything like that, but just because there is a lot of love here. And I feel like it's easy to allow this person to overstep those boundaries because of that love. Now, that's where it comes down to making sure that, you're loving yourself first and you're putting yourself first and you're, sticking up for yourself regardless of whether or not, like even if that hurts. But let's see. Pisces. Let's start with your side of this connection. This is Pisces side of the connection to this person. This is Pisces side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. This is Pisces side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. This is for Pisces side of the connection. This is for Pisces side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Ooh, the High Priestess with the 2 of Cups. And that's kind of exactly what I was feeling and what I said when we were talking about the truth of this connection, because it feels like your higher self is trying to help you navigate this connection. The part of you that is healed, that wants the best for you, that's trying to move forward in alignment with your higher self. But it feels like this love that you have for this person with the Two of Cups, it's making it hard for you to see things clearly, to see things through the lens of that intuition, through the lens of your higher self, which is where I feel like a lot of this pain is kind of coming from, is because it's been challenging to see kind of like more the purpose of this connection, or like the like what you need to do moving forward, because I feel like you're stuck on this love that you have for this connection, and that's totally normal. But I also feel the Seven of Swords in reverse. It feels like the universe is trying to relay information to you regarding this connection, and I feel like it's hard for you to fully listen to your intuition, like I said. And it almost feels like there's a little bit of like maybe not like being fully honest with yourself about this connection, and how it makes you feel, or how it's made you feel, or the purpose of it. Let's get more of her Pisces side of this connection. There you are, the Queen of Cups. You have your heart closed off a little bit. You're definitely in protection mode. But why? Why is Pisces in protection mode here? Whether you're male or female, doesn't matter. Could be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Don't have to be. I just call them out as I see them. Why is Pisces in protection mode here? Okay. Wow. Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords in reverse, Queen of Pentacles. Oh. So these are all three you, actually. Okay. It seems like it's like, from the outside looking in, it seems like you're pretty balanced, like you're pretty stable emotionally, materially. Like it really does seem like you have it together. But when it comes to what's really going on in the inside, I feel like you don't actually feel that way with the Queen of Swords in reverse. You're actually feeling a little bit more unstable than you're presenting. And that's kind of made you feel pretty lonely here with the Hermit in reverse, because I feel like it feels like no one understands you or understands what you're going through. But a lot of that is because, like, especially with this person, I feel like you're putting on this front of having it all together, of being very okay with the way things are. Now, maybe not, maybe it's not that you're not communicating it or that you're not trying to, but I just feel like you're not, like, this person doesn't know the full extent to how much you're struggling, because you are kind of putting on this front of being very like put together. Not that you're not a put together person, but I do feel like there's some loneliness here in regard to this. This is for Pisces side of this connection. Maybe you feel like you have to put on like a brave face for this person in a way. This is for Pisces side of this connection. Pisces side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. I didn't get any more information on why your heart is closed off, because I still definitely feel like that was a message there. Okay. See, things are really up in the air when it comes to this connection. Like, I feel like, so you have the Four of Cups in reverse with the Eight of Wands in reverse. I feel like this connection is very outside of your control right now. Like, you've done everything that you can in regards to this. Like, I don't necessarily know the specifics of that, and I feel like that's going to depend on your specific situation, but it does feel like everything is kind of up in the air, and it feels like it's kind of up to this person for whatever reason. I don't even know, like, up to this person for what. Like, I don't know, like, if this connection is in separation, you've done everything that you can to help bring this person back towards you, or if this person like isn't listening to what you have to say, you know, you've done all you can to, present your truth with from a vulnerable place. Like, it's like you've done all that you can, and it's kind of just up to this person to and how they want to move forward. And I feel like that's why things are so hard right now. This is for Pisces side of this connection. This is for Pisces side of this connection. The Ace of Wands with the Queen of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Ooh, with the Ace of Pentacles. I'm not going to keep pulling because I definitely see this as telling a story. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. The Devil in reverse on the back of the deck. I feel like you've given a lot to this person, Pisces. A lot. And maybe not just like recently. Like over the course of this person being in your life, you've given a lot to them. And this person hasn't really reciprocated that. Now, I feel like with this Queen of Pentacles, you've kind of been a source of stability for them. You've maybe been there for them when they needed someone, or, you know, were always the first person that showed up for them. But I feel like they never really returned that favor to you. And I feel like that's why it's like you've done it all you can. Like you've loved from an unconditional place, right? You've showed up in the best way you know how. And if this person isn't willing to reciprocate that, well, that's not fair to you, right? You deserve someone or anyone, any kind of loving relationship in your life to reciprocate the love that you give, not for you to feel like you are constantly fighting for the bare minimum. And I feel like that's what this is kind of coming down to. But it's hard for you to be, you know, like I said, like fully honest with yourself about that, because I feel like you do have a lot of love for this person and you want things to, you know, to come together in a healthy way. But I also feel like that's been very challenging. This is for Pisces side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Pisces side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. There's the Devil. See, there's this attachment to this person almost. Or specifically an attachment to an outcome when it comes to this person. You want to make sure that you're not confusing love with attachment. That is a very destructive, it's the best word, mistake that a lot of people can make, is that they can start to look at connections through the lens of attachment instead of love. You know, attachment being a little bit more outcome based and saying, you know, I need this from you, or I need this to go a certain way, or I need this to, you know, play out in this specific order, whatever the case is. And love is coming from that place of, I just want both people to be happy, whatever that looks like, whether that means that you're in my life or not, right? And of course, you know, attachments are probably the biggest teachers that we have, because they teach us how to put ourselves first, how to love ourselves more, how to not allow somebody else the power over our own happiness and well-being. And learning to differentiate between the two and know that, you know, love comes from a little bit more of the soul, attachment comes from a little bit more of the ego. One is based in faith, one is kind of, you know, a little bit more based in fear. Learning to differentiate the two can help you substantially when it comes to attracting and sustaining certain relationships in your life, and making sure that the people in your life are there because there is this reciprocal love and not because there is this transactional attachment associated. So I feel like specifically when it comes to this person, make sure that there's not that level of, you know, expecting them to be something for you, or expecting, you know, you needing to be something for them, and learning that love really comes from the place of, you know, we are who we are, and I love you for you who you are, you love me for who I am, and as long as, you know, our energies kind of, you know, vibe or align, then, you know, we're good to go. But as soon as things start to get, you know, toxic, or there starts to be a little bit of separation between the two, not trying to change each other, but just kind of then adjusting the relationship as needed. I feel like that's going to be a really big lesson in regard to this connection. This is Pisces side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. See, yeah, because you're frustrated with this person. And you're trying to control the connection a little bit with the Emperor in reverse. You have the Temperance in reverse, the Four of Cups, and the Emperor in reverse. And that's just because there's love. You know, it's not that you're, because there you are, Queen of Cups. It's not that you're like a controlling person even. It's just that when there is attachment involved, there is this level of trying to get somebody to be who you need them to be instead of accepting them for who they are right then and there, right? And that's hard. That's a really hard thing to do, especially if it's someone that you deeply care about and you're realizing that who they are in this moment and what they're able to provide for you isn't enough for you. And that's a hard decision to make, to say, you know what, I have to distance myself for this, or I have to separate myself from this, or I have to set certain boundaries because this isn't aligning with what it is that I deserve. And though I want it to, it isn't. And therefore I have to make a decision, you know, based on that. All right, let's jump into this person's energy towards you, Pisces. This is this person's energy toward Pisces, clarifying release with the Sun in reverse. This is this person's energy toward Pisces, clarifying release with the Sun in reverse. Oh, I need to shuffle one more time. Okay, this is release with the Sun in reverse for Pisces, or this person's energy toward Pisces. The Ten of Cups. Okay, so this is what I kind of had in mind. This person sees this Ten of Cups with you, but with this Justice in reverse, they have certain karmic cycles, or, you know, things that need to be healed that keep them from fully embracing the potential in this connection. Now, I feel like a lot of that stems from the fact that they are coming mainly from ego. Now, people who are egotistical, you know, they're protecting themselves. They're afraid of intimate connections. They're afraid of, you know, the love that is associated with these kinds of connections. And that, you know, instead of being able to fully accept that, they have a tendency to push that away. And that is their ego trying to protect them. You know, it's easy to kind of look at a person and say, oh, they're so full of themselves, they're so egotistical. And it's like, yeah, sure, right? But at the end of the day, you know, it's easier to feel kind of, I feel sorry for these people isn't like the best wording, because that sounds a little bit more like pity. That's not necessarily what I'm saying, but like you can, you know, have empathy for these people and say, you know, they're just looking to be loved just like everyone else. It's just that they don't know how. So I feel like this person sees this long-term kind of potential with this connection, but at the same time, I feel like they don't know how to fully embrace that. And ultimately, you know, they could be looking for the wrong type of love. Maybe this person looks for attachment instead of love, and they don't know how to give and receive love freely because attachment is the only way they know how to experience it. This person's energy toward Pisces. The Hermit in reverse. See, this person's feeling lonely too. And the High Priestess in reverse. You had both of these cards. Oh, you had the Hermit in reverse right there. Duh. Wow, you guys are mirroring each other quite a bit, because I feel like this person also is kind of in this energy of feeling a little lonely. Now, I feel like their ego has a tendency to do that to them, to protect them from intimate connections, which then turns around and makes them feel lonely. So if this person is withdrawing from this connection, in a way, it's because they're trying to protect themselves from you. Now, it's not necessarily that you are the type of person that needs to be protected from, right? But typically people that withdraw and run from love are the people that, first of all, oftentimes don't know how to recognize it, right? And then second of all, don't know how to accept it, even if they could recognize it. And so it's not that this person is withdrawing from this connection because it has anything to do with your worth or because it has anything to do with what you have or haven't done. I feel like it's literally because this person doesn't know how to fully accept that kind of love into their life. This person's energy for Pisces. All right, my fish just caught my eye and they're playing. We have 2 male guppies that, because, well, unfortunately, we lost a few fish. And now we got left with 2 male guppies. We have mollies too, but 2 male guppies. And apparently, I've learned this, guppies just try to mate with whatever they can. So they're both trying to mate with each other just like all day long, even though they can't. It's like they're like, why can't you get pregnant? The other one's like, why can't you get pregnant? It's kind of funny. Okay. I don't know. They just caught my eye. I don't know if that has any meaning for anyone. All right, this person's side of the connection to Pisces, but they just like chase each other and it's ridiculous. This person's side of the connection to Pisces. I've learned a lot about fish in the last couple of months. All right, the 7 of Cups with the 9 of Swords in reverse. You know, this person doesn't really know what it is that they want. And there's a 6 of Cups with the Sun in reverse. So their past and how they've experienced love, maybe throughout their childhood or in just like how they learn to love. It's ultimately what keeps them kind of pushing it away, because maybe they've never really had the safety of unconditional love. Um, very few of us have, right? Especially, you know, we tend to love the way that we learn to love, and that's a vicious cycle. Now, I feel like, you know, if you Pisces, if you've been doing the healing and you've been doing the inner work and you've been trying to, you know, take a look at um, why, you know, you're not able to accept unconditional love, then eventually that, you know, kind of gets passed down in a way too. But what I'm getting at is, you know, this person doesn't really know what they want. And I feel like they don't know what they want, which kind of keeps, maybe they keep you hanging on a little bit, because it's like they, you know, they want you to be in their life, but then maybe they don't want you to be in their life, or they want you to be in their life, but only on their terms or in a specific way, and that doesn't work for you. And I feel like that's because they, you know, ultimately are keeping you at arm's length, because it's not that they don't care about you. I don't get that vibe. I don't feel like this person doesn't care about you. I feel like because they have the 10 of Cups, right? They view this connection with a 10 of Cups kind of mentality, meaning that this connection is in addition to their emotional fulfillment. But I also feel like there's something here that keeps them from being able to fully accept that and keeps them kind of like pushing it away. And maybe they'll have times where they're like, you know what? I do want, you know, I do love Pisces. I do want to, you know, make this work in a certain way, but then immediately they're kind of confronted with their fears and their insecurities and their limiting beliefs that kind of stem from that place of not knowing how to give and receive unconditional love, and they kind of pull back right into their place of hiding. Kind of think of like a turtle. This person's energy to Pisces. This person's energy to Pisces. Yeah, there's the moon. See, their fear is what keeps this connection from being able to manifest. Now, I'm not sitting here saying it's just their fault, right? Every single person is a reflection of something going on within us. So if they're experiencing fear, which is causing them to push away love, um, how is that a reflection within you, right? If your fear is that you're never going to receive love elsewhere, which is why you know stay attached to the outcome of this specific connection, then that could be something. I'm not saying that's exactly what it is. That would be way too specific for a general reading, but I do feel like there's this level of needing to kind of, you know, focus less on this person and what they have going on and focus on your own healing, because eventually your healing will be reflected in the relationships that you know you have and you sustain. So it's easier said than done, especially because, like I said, there's a lot of love here between these two people, but I also feel like there's a lot of stuff on both sides. It's keeping you guys from fully being able to come together in a healthy way and allow that love to fully bloom and fully manifest. This person's energy to Pisces. There's the Two of Pentacles in reverse, with the Queen of Wands in reverse. This person has some resentment built up against you. Or maybe you have resentment built up against them. Because there's that Seven of Wands. Someone in this connection drastically struggles with boundaries. And that's created a level of resentment. And I feel like it could go either way. I do feel like there's this imbalance here. I feel like this person also kind of struggles with some emotional immaturity. I saw the Page of Cups on the back of the deck. So maybe they like don't know how to handle this. Or maybe you set boundaries with this person and they had no idea how to respond to that. Two of Wands with the King of Pentacles. This is interesting. Because they see you as a really big part of their path, part of their life. But yet, it feels like they do everything that they can to push you away. Yeah, because there's the Knight of Wands in reverse. They have a tendency to sabotage here. I haven't seen the... Literally going to say I haven't seen the Five of Swords. There it is on the back of the deck. So yeah, I feel like this person does whatever they can to try to push you away. But it's interesting because, and that's where, remember, 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions are subconscious. So you can consciously want something to work out. You can want a relationship to work out, but subconsciously you might sabotage it because, well, that's how your subconscious works, right? That's why we've got to get to the root of our own subconscious beliefs to not allow them to control us. This person's energy to Pisces, the Three of Wands with the Two of Swords in reverse, or the Six of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like they're pretty aware that they don't reciprocate you, that they don't give you the same love, attention, whatever it is that you give them. But at the same time, I feel like them reciprocating is really outside of their comfort zone. But that shouldn't fall on you. That burden shouldn't fall on you, Pisces, because especially if they're knowingly, holding back, then at that point, that's where you kind of have to say, well, I deserve more. I deserve better. I do have love for you, but I deserve better than this. And that is the biggest form of self-love, in my opinion. The hardest and most rewarding form of self-love is being able to love yourself more than somebody that you do truly care about. Okay. We're going to look at the truth of this connection in the extended. You have protection with the Seven of Wands, same as the Seven of Wands right here. I'm going to pull 9 different messages, and then I have a truth, the soul truth, self-awareness card, like an advice card here to pull at the end. Thank you so much, as always, Pisces, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading resonated with you in a way that you are needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. Right, bye, Pisces.